Hello, my name is Tony Castellano, and I'm with Western Computer. And we want to thank you today for joining this session where we're going to cover the Power BI Content Pack for Business Central. Our agenda for this session will take a moment and educate you on the Power Platform and Power BI. We'll also describe a content pack's components, and then we'll review the Western Computer Content Pack, and we'll let you know why that's important. So for a moment, let's talk about the components of the Power Platform. The Power Platform is a set of business applications on the Microsoft Cloud. They include Power BI for business analytics, Power Apps for application development of no-code, low-code applications, Power Automate for process automation across systems, and the newer member of the family, the Power Virtual Agent, which are intelligent virtual agents that you can add to your Dynamics installation. And these all seamlessly connect through what we call the Common Data Service. And they do that through these data connectors so that you have one platform of data combined so you can extend it into applications like the AI Builder and start to build cloud solutions, smart solutions through the Microsoft Azure cloud. For today's session, we're actually going to focus on Power BI. Power BI is the most widely known component of the Power Platform, and it is a descendant of Power Pivot, which of course is an Excel-based product. So if you're good at Excel, you can learn and create models within Power BI. Here are the three different services or platforms that we can consume and create Power BI reports with. On the left is the Power BI Desktop. This is a free application, and it's really designed to build those data models and data sets, whether they're small or large, single or multi-data source environments. And then you can create reports that you can distribute to your employees. Here in the middle, we have the Power BI service. This is the cloud-based service, the one that most people consume the reports with. And it handles that with a secure distribution to your members, and it also allows easy access from a cloud or mobile environment. The third one here on the right is the Power BI mobile apps. So this is where you can take your Power BI data and content and provide it in a secure, vibrant mobile application experience to your users. And for our demonstration today, we'll be showing you how Western Computer has used this mobile app technology for their Power BI content pack. What is Power BI? Well, it is everywhere. And what it is, it's a tool to connect all of your data and get a consolidated view across your business units, really in a single pane of glass. And once you're able to get all of that data, whether it's one data element like an Excel spreadsheet or another data element like a SQL database, or even an SAP HANA data connection, you can have one or multiple data connections coming into Power BI and create these data marts, what we call our data estates. And then once you have that data in place, then you can distribute it into these ad hoc analysis reports, these live dashboards and interactive reports that are very easy for your users to consume. And of course, you can utilize all these components of Power BI and, as I mentioned, build these smart apps. And the nice thing about those, not only are they secure, but you can infuse different insights from your data, things like AI-driven actions with the Power Platform. So we're going to talk about the Power BI content pack from Western Computer and content packs in general. Content packs in Power BI are used to share various Power BI objects like data sets, reports, and dashboards within your business organization. It provides that central repository to keep and maintain your reports, and it also provides the data integrations to the various data objects. Some of those objects in a content pack might include dashboards, reports, even Excel workbooks. Of course, you'll need your data sets, and where we really find the magic is around the data flows. And I'll tell you a little bit about that within our demonstration. But within our content pack specifically, we've created these robust visualizations and reports out of the box so that you don't have to. But what you can do is you can take our solution and you can extend it, because Power BI is a drag and drop, no code, low code solution. It is very user friendly, and we can teach you how to use it and change these reports dynamically for your organization. So let's go ahead and show you a little bit about the product. I'm going to switch over to Microsoft Office 365, or what's called Microsoft 365 today. And I'm going to show you, I just had to sign in as a single sign-on, but I have several applications that I have direct connections to here within the Office 365 framework. So today I'll be showing you Power BI, but as you can see, I also have my business applications like Business Central and Teams and SharePoint and Outlook. Again, single sign-on to get to these applications and work within that cloud framework. So I'm going to go over to Power BI. And here, if you haven't seen Power BI, it's very much the look and feel from Microsoft. Of course, I have my app navigation in the upper left-hand corner. On the left side, I have my navigation to my favorites and other areas of the system. And here is really my Canvas area, where I can easily add supporting applications. Or if I want to get started with Power BI, there's a lot of excellent training that's available within the click of a button. Power BI is a very visual, vibrant tool. It also gives you the ability to capture your data and house your data with data sets. But today, I'm going to show you an app-based demo. And as I go to the apps here, you can see here on the right, this will be the Western Computer Content Pack, which is going to be delivered in an app format. So I preloaded that for the purposes of our demo. So here you can see I'm in the Power BI Content Pack. On the left-hand navigation, here are my visualizations. And as you can see, most of them do have a drop-down. Several of them do have pages and sub-pages that support the experience. Here is my canvas of my report. And as you can see here, I'm in my accounts payable report to start with. So as I take a look at this report, I can see some quick KPI indicators here. I can see my open AP. I can see what's over 60 days. I have these small visualizations that are giving me specific data elements, such as my open AP aging buckets and my open AP by due date. If I like to, I can interact with these data elements, these visualizations. So here I'm just hovering over this particular aging bucket, and I'm seeing that data that's behind it. I have 1 million plus in open AP. And if I did want to click into this visualization, what you'll see is the other visualizations on the canvas dynamically change in regard to my selection. So then I can do a quick analysis there if I want to see additional data, and then I can toggle off of that and the other data elements will go back. Up here to the right, I have the ability to use my time filter if I'd like to look at a specific time designation. And then there's additional filters here on the right, which is a core element of Power BI. So that ability to filter on visualizations, either here or within the visualization itself. So let me go ahead and open another visualization. Let's go ahead and look at the accounts receivable. So here you can see very similar look and feel to the AP. But what I can do now is here within the aging by customers, not only can I click this particular selection, and as I mentioned, the screen will dynamically change to that element, but I could also drill down or drill through. Here, I'm going to go ahead to the AR details, which you'll see is the subpage of the accounts receivable. And this is now giving me that raw data that I need to look at, GL data. And this is really an experience you don't normally see in Power BI, but we're able to take that high level data from a visualization and then show you that raw detail behind it, so you're not having to leave the application. Let me go ahead and open another visualization. Here we have the analysis by dimension. This is very popular with our financial folks, controllers and CFOs and such. So this should give you the look and feel of working within the Business Central application. You have my balance and net change. I can show my balance sheet accounts, my income statement accounts, etc. And as I mentioned, I can drill down into these account transactions. So if I wanted to just take a deeper look, I could do that and not have to leave this particular interface. But this area is a little bit small, so let me use some of the features that are available within Power BI. Let me go ahead and use the focus mode here, and I'm going to close my filters here for a moment, and then I'm going to just close that to the right, excuse me, to the left. And now what you'll see is I have a much broader canvas where I can see this information and dive down into it if needed to. I can expand and collapse these columns. And now I'm getting more of that Excel look and feel of this particular report. Now, people would say, yeah, that's great, Tony, but I have a CFO and they just love Excel. They don't want to hear anything else but Excel. I'm sure you can relate, and people have had this issue within the industry. So instead of trying to take somebody's blankie away, as I would call it, what we do is we tie Power BI and Excel together. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up a direct connection to that report, that analysis by dimension. So here I'll enable the editing. And what you'll find is that we have a pivot table that's going to be opening up here and several columns of data that are going to be available to us. So let me make sure that content is going to come up. I'm just going to open this up a little bit. So you can see here, if you're familiar with pivot tables, I could look for a pivot table item, whether it's a measure or whether it is a data element or a date. And then I can drag those here within my columns and my rows and my values and create a little pivot table report. So let me just go ahead and do that. I'm going to just go ahead and put amount here. I'm going to put balance. I'm going to go ahead and do a date range here. Let's do that by calendar month. And now I've got a very simple report. And let me add some additional data elements to that. And as you can see, I'm building the structure of this report, not a lot of data. But once I have this structure of this report in place, what I can do now is I can utilize some of the native features within Microsoft Excel. So if I save this report to my desktop or to my files within my folder, the next time I open up this report, I could do a couple of things. I could manually refresh the data, or I can use what's called the connection properties, because here I'm tapped into the Power BI app. So I could actually set to refresh the data when the file is open, or just enable refresh in the background for a certain time period. So what I've just shown you here is the ability to utilize Microsoft Excel, tap into the Power BI data source, and have that refreshed on demand. Typically, if you can show that to your controller or CFO, they will be very happy and look forward to working with the tool. So I'm back here now in Power BI. I'm going to go ahead and get out of my analysis by dimension here. And let's just take a little bit of a look at the inventory module. Of course, if you're a high volume importer, distributor, wholesaler, you're going to want to know the value of your inventory on hand. You might want to know your inventory turn. More than likely, you're going to have inventory in multiple locations. So let's say I'm in good old Pittsburgh. I could see the value of my inventory there. The screen is dynamically changing as I do that. Or maybe I do want to go into that visualization. Hey, this looks great. It's giving me some details, but again, I'm kind of an Excel guy. I would love to see that data in Excel. And instead of your user that needs this information logging in every day to come check this out, they can simply subscribe to this particular report. So as things change, as a periodic time goes on, they can receive updates to this report, and again, not necessarily need to come directly in to the application. So quite a few reports out of the box. We can show you a little bit of the financial statements. This is a very nice feature. Power BI by nature, it wasn't built as a printable report solution. It was really more of a visualization tool, data management tool. But we got some really smart folks on our Power Platform team, and they took it upon themselves to take on this challenge. And they were able to overcome some of the elements of printability within Power BI, and they manifested these financial statements, things like balance sheet, your trial balance, your income statement, which you could also have year over year. And they have created these so the interface, you can actually work with them. But at the end of the day, you can actually print these into perfectly sized reports. And we have actually not seen that done within the industry to be able to do that with Power BI. So we're very excited about that particular piece of it. The last one I'll leave you with today is one of my favorites, and that is the vendor performance. I talk with many customers every day. We talk about various things within their business, but I always like to ask them, hey, are you able to track your vendor performance, their on-time delivery performance? And 9 times out of 10, they say that is not a metric that they have been able to track. They would like to track it, but they just haven't pieced together the data elements. So within our vendor performance dashboard, we actually have that for you. It's a tile, as you can see right here. And of course, I can go into focus mode and I can see that data and interact with it. And I do have the ability to subscribe to this. Or if I like, I can start to push this out into its Microsoft Teams channel and start to work within that application. So I've showed you a lot of the reports here. These are the visualizations that come out of the box. I do want to show you a little bit more of the technical back end. So here I'm in that same content pack. And here I can see the data elements of the reports. And these are several of the ones that I just showed you. But as we go down, there is other objects, data elements, such as a data set. So these are the data sets that we've created into Business Central. And then really for us, the magic of Power BI is the utilization of the data flows. This is the ability to take multiple data sets, pull out the exact fields that you need, and then combine them into what's called a data flow. And this allows you to get the right data within that data flow so that you can create these reports much quicker and also more in line by role or by business unit. So here I can show you some of the aspects of these objects and how they're interrelated. Here on the left, and let me make that just a little bit bigger. Here on the left, you can see we have our data source. And this is an OData feed directly into the Business Central database with an API. And then that would typically just come out to your data set. And that would typically feed your report. But what we have done, the heavy lifting and work that we have done to create this content pack is really around the data flow. So if you were to have a purchase document within a particular data set and you just grabbed the purchases, you would not have an accurate assessment of the value because you would also need to include the purchase credit memo lines and header. So we have done that for you and created these data flows. And as you can see, the lineage between how they interconnect is a very technical piece of Power BI. So let me go back to my list here. So how would you, the user, try these reports out? You'd like to maybe look at them before you purchase them. So what we have done on our website at westerncomputer.com under the Solutions section in Power BI, we've actually put these reports on the website, but not only can you just view them, you can actually interact with them. So let me go ahead and pull up our channel sales report. And now you can see I'm in a little bit different interface here. But here I can see my report and I can interact with it, but I do like to open it up full screen here. So if you go down just a little bit more, you can open it in a full screen mode. And now you have much more real estate to work with. Here you can see I've got a KPI for my actual to budget. I can see my sales amount by customer name. And again, if I want to go ahead and interact with this, I can do that. The other elements are going to dynamically change, and I can go ahead and look at some of this detail, do the drill downs, work in focus mode, and really get a feel for what the content pack can deliver for you. As my 13-year-old daughter would say, "So what, Dad?" Well, what we tried to show you today is that with Power BI, you can really collaborate everywhere. Whether you're in your Dynamics Business Central solution, whether you're on the web using Power BI, or whether you're simply taking an Excel worksheet and tapping into Power BI, you can get that data everywhere. You can access it anywhere, whether you're on your desktop or on your phone, your mobile device. So you can get this data in the hands that need to make these important business decisions. What we have done with the content pack is try to save you a lot of time by pre-configuring not only the visualizations, but the data flows, which is really the magic of Power BI, so that you don't need to do that. You can just plug it in to your database and start seeing results right away. So I wanted to thank you for your time today and look for additional sessions on Power BI and other Dynamics products from Western Computer. Have a great day.